There is an unspoken line running through every esoteric tradition. All of them believe in something, but almost none of them say it clearly. Whether intentionally or not, they overlook it. And that is this. There are two fundamentally different kinds of humans on this earth. There is a concept in psychology called the black sheep. In 80s and 19th century Europe, there was an economic reality. White wool was one of the most valuable commodities of the time because it could be dyed any color. But sometimes, due to a recessive gene, a lamb was born with black wool. For the farmer, this was a pure loss. Why? Because black wool couldn't be dyed, it couldn't be colored. The animal ate, grew, used resources, but in the commercial system of that era, its product was worthless. This is where the metaphor was born and entered our language. The black sheep becomes a symbol of bad luck, of misfortune, and in older tradition, even a sign of the devil's work. The metaphor slowly moved into the family. The child who was different, who didn't follow norms, whose wool was black, they became the black sheep of the family. But what I want to talk about goes far beyond a single family. In our society, most people are the same color and the same shape. They share similar thinking. They move according to Maslow's hierarchy, seeking security, seeking money, chasing higher goals, more credentials, bigger social status, personal and social ambitions. These people operate under what we call the matrix system. They've been told what to want, what to search for, which trend to follow this year, what the color of the season is. Social laws have been dictated to them. They live inside a kind of programmed automation. And even if you believe you are free, even if you think you've stepped outside every system, every rule, every conditioning, the seed of every choice you make was already planted in your mind long before. You are still inside the programming. The mass of society, the mass of people moving through these patterns, we call them type 1 humans. Type 1 humans are satisfied by social goals. They set a mission, a meaning, an objective. They follow collective rules. Reward and punishment works on them. They love collecting more medals, more degrees, more properties, more wealth, more social approval, higher positions, more income. Even in spirituality, they climb the ladder and collect the status there too. None of this is bad. These are simply the characteristics of the white sheep, type number 1. But there is a second kind of human and almost no one talks about them openly. Why? Because this is the sheep whose wool is useless to society. Before you or I even begin to ask whether we might be a black sheep, the Matrix has already thought about it. It has already designed escape routes. But these escape routes exist inside the Matrix itself. They only look like freedom. So, who is the type 2 human? What are their characteristics? Among the mass of society, there are a few people, a small number, who think differently, who want something different. Beyond their material needs, they search for something they can only describe as a remembering, a reconnection to ancient truths within their soul. They move by their inner voice, not by what society has defined as good or bad. They don't fit easily into structures. They're often seen as rebellious. They wander, searching for something larger. This idea goes back very far. When Plato described the allegory of the cave, he spoke of humans changed inside, forced to look at shadows on the wall. But at the same time, he said someone might break their chains and walk out. So, there exists a human who can break the chains. You find traces of this in the writing of Gurdjieff and Ouspensky, in Sufi traditions, in the word of figures like Shams of Tabriz, across different lineages, across centuries, quiet references to a second of human. In our world, all knowledge, psychology, sociology, anthropology, everything has been written based on research into type 1 humans, not type 2. Because type 2 people are few because Matrix doesn't want to acknowledge them. So no real body of knowledge exists about them. If you are a type 2 human, your confusion, your differences, even your grief, these will be measured based on type 1 standards. You'll be labeled, told you have problems, that you are depressed, that you are abnormal, and the system will try to push you back inside. Type 2 humans doesn't necessarily follow Maslow's hierarchy. It's not required for them to complete the lower levels before reaching the higher ones. You can find a type 2 person who lacks material stability entirely and yet their mind is consumed by the search for meaning. They're not looking for meditation as sedation. They're not chasing calm or performing difference or following the spiritual trend of the year. They want spirituality for something else entirely. They're searching for answers. Many type 2 people, whether they've achieved material success or not, find themselves asking, is this all there is? Is there nothing more? Then who am I? What is the point? Type 1 humans ask these questions too, but type 2 ask them differently, with a different reason behind them. As Shams of Tabriz says, some lack the feet to depart, others are unaware that they even have feet. The type 2 human needs teaching not to learn new truths, but to remember truths already within them. The first type needs teaching in order to learn. For the black sheep, remembering the ancient truths of their soul is more essential than anything else. There is a serious threat facing black sheep. You may feel something in yourself, a seed of difference. You may sense that you're not like the other people around you, that you're searching for something more. But because no one has spoken about you, because you haven't found your own laws, because you haven't found your tribe, a real danger is waiting. And that danger is this. You will use one of the escape routes the Matrix has designed for the black sheep and remain inside the Matrix without ever knowing it. The Matrix knows type 2 humans are a problem because they are rare, because they are disruptive, because they carry awareness and can shake the system, because they don't make good employees, they don't make good slaves. So the Matrix works to eliminate the black sheep quietly, almost invisibly. It can start in childhood, being mocked at school, being isolated so you stop speaking about yourself. It can look like ridicule, your intention laughed at, your inner voice dismissed, your spiritual thoughts treated as embarrassing or unscientific, until you learn to keep them private. Sometimes the Matrix builds fake communities, fake gurus, groups that teach you what intuition is, how to meditate, who to follow, what to look for in spirituality. But in truth, these groups are trained to subtly mislead you or to keep you passive, to make you seek only calm and stillness, or to pull you away from the world entirely, to send